Welcome, Cartel members. Thanks for joining me for this fantastic Sunday Theorizing Theorist episode. We're going to be going over one of my favorite theories, the Reptilian theory. Now, there's a video out of Princess Diana. I can't find it. Now, I know I've seen it with my very own eyes about 8 years ago, where she refers to the Queen as inhumane and a reptile, cold-blooded or something to that effect. Now, she's talking kind of like in code, and if you listen to when I watched it, I didn't think she was actually referring to reptilians. I thought she just meant that they were cold-blooded, inhumane, and used the word reptile as a word to describe cold-blooded, right? Now, I didn't even hear about reptilians really until a little bit after that, and I realized, and I went back and saw the video again, and I was like, man, she did mean that probably, that was me being a theorist, right? And so now I come back to make this video, and I'm looking for that interview that she had, and I could see it in my head clear as day. I could hear her voice saying those words clear as day, and I cannot find it. Now, I either slipped into a different timeline, or they completely scrubbed that from the internet. Now, nowadays, that's very easy to do with all this AI supercomputer technology. They're able to go through every inch of the internet and do what they need to do to scrub it from stuff like that, and the royal family has that kind of pool. So with that being said, I'm going to show you when I was looking for this dang video, I couldn't find it on DuckDuckGo, on Google, and so the best I could find was other people referencing it. One Pinterest, where a lady is quoting the same video, I'm assuming, but when you click on it, it's just a picture of Princess Diana with a clown, and there's no other evidence. Now, if you guys know where this video is, or can locate it for me, or know exactly what I'm talking about, please comment below. Tell me, yes, I saw that video, or whatever. Comment below with a link if you know where the video is at, or info, like if you know what interview it was in. Now, I've looked through the interviews, not all of them, mind you. There's a lot of them, not with Princess Diana so much as, I don't think this was a full-blown interview. I think it was just, I don't know. I just remember it was daytime, and she was wearing light clothes, maybe a white hat, and it was really bright. I remember, and they were talking to her, and it was showing her, and she was talking, and she was like shy and coy and didn't really want to say it, but then she started saying it. I don't know. You guys let me know if you remember in the comments below. Trying to think of what else I wanted to tell you. I'm going to read to you. Now, as I was looking for those videos, or that video, I found a whole new thing, and I know some of you guys don't like David Icke, and some of you guys really do. I'm indifferent, but there's a report of some lady named Christina something. Now, she was best friends with this guy. She was best friends with Princess Di, and she had this recording and released it, and the guy wrote it down, but then she backed out and said, if you release it, I'm gonna sue you, whatever. I don't know. That's the story. But here is the Pinterest. As you can see, they're reptiles. I'm not kidding. And then she goes on to say they're inhumane, they're cold. Now, I don't know, these people kept repinning it, but I'm telling you, there's no video of it, and they have this in quotes, mind you. So now I'm gonna read you the things that I found supposedly she said. Now, I didn't see this words coming out of her mouth, but I saw this just now, and it goes, the Queen Mother. Now, that's a serious piece of wizardry. The Queen Mother is a lot older than people think. To be honest, the royal family hasn't died for a long time. They have just metamorphosized. It's sort of cloning, but in a different way. They take pieces of flesh and rebuild their body from one little bit. Because it's lizard, because it's cold-blooded. It's much easier for them to do Frankenstein shit than it is for us. The different bodies are just different electrical vibrations, and they have got that secret. They've got the secret of the microcurrents. It's so micro, so specific. These radio waves, that actually create the bodies. These are the energies I work with when I'm healing. They know the vibration of life, and because they are cold-blooded, they are reptiles, they have no wish to make the earth the perfect harmony it could be, or to heal the earth from the damage that's been done. The earth's been attacked for Xeons by different extraterrestrials. It's been like a football for so long. This place was a bus stop for many different aliens. All these aliens, they could cope with everything, including the nauseous gases. They're landing all the time and coming up from the bowels of the earth. They looked like reptiles originally, but they look like us when they get out now through the electrical vibration. That life key I talked about. They can manifest how they want to. All the real knowledge has been taken out and shredded and put back in another way. The Queen Mother is chief toad of this part of Europe, and they have people like her in each continent. Most people, the hangers-on, don't know, about the reptiles. They are just in awe of these people because they are so powerful. Balmoral is a very, very nasty place that's somewhere they want to dig, underground. They will find reptile fossils. It goes back that far. Don't think of people like the Queen Mother and Queen Victoria as different people. Think of them as the same person, which after a while has had to replace their coat. When the flesh dies, that energy, while it's dying, will be immediately up someone else's backside, Jaxie. It's very vampire, worse than vampire. So to repeat, they take a piece of the old mum and stick it up the backside of the new mum. So let's continue. They are not going to come to you with hooked teeth and suck your blood. Fear is their food. They can actually take fear and manifest it into a tangible thing. The key is the vibrational current, and that vibrational current, they can manifest anything from anything. It's like a holographic image. We are all minerals and water vibrating. This is all an illusion we are living in. That's the secret. When the monarchy's fallen, it's not the end of it. They will manifest in another form. The reptiles have never been defeated, and this is the closest they have come to it. The reason they are so threatened today is because the earth is in such trouble and the mental power of people is returning. This is their most frightening time, but this is not going to kill them. They are long centuries before it's over yet. The difference this time is that it'll be more difficult for them, and they are going to have to settle for less, and the earth people are going to get more. But even though these reptilian ones are fucked, they are sad, pathetic beasts, really. While humanity is galloping towards light, they're just pathetic lumps of nastiness who aren't going to win. I can't talk about this everywhere because they would just go, Christine, get a white coat, put it on backwards, get out. But I want an end to the bullshit. So Christine is the one who said this, and I was friends with Princess Diana, who said that this is what Princess Diana said. So now take this with a grain of salt, take it for what it's worth. Next, I'm going to show you guys a couple of videos, like a top 10 compilation. It's not going to be 10 videos, but of reptilian transformations. Now, a lot of them, not the ones I'm going to show you, but a lot of these videos show reptilian transformations, and they show you like the interlacing of digital video now, and it kind of contorts the image sometimes when it's moving. We've all seen it, that lag, that digital lag, right? But there's different ones too. And remember a while back they took away all the analog or whatever it was, and they made everything digital. It makes me wonder why. Were the reptilians losing power, like Diana says, and they were starting to only be able to hold their image for so long? Or were these HD TVs really just messing up their deal? Who knows what's really going on? But the whole electromagnetic thing, it's not like a reptile that can camouflage itself to another color. It's more like a reptile that's able to produce this holographic image in front of it. So it stays the same shape and image, but in front of it, it's producing this holographic image, I guess you could say. Now, my next video is going to be really amazing. I have a picture of the Montauk Monster, and that goes hand in hand with some reptilians that are bending electromagnetic and posing with this Montauk Monster. It's a really great video. I'm excited to make it, but I was going to make it all one video, but I decided to split it into two. So we will go ahead and dive in to these videos, and then I will catch you on the inside of this to discuss more what we're going to be going over in the next video. So take a look at these videos real quick, just to kind of have a base for our reference when we're talking about these reptilians. I get it. Not everyone's going to believe them. I don't even say I believe them. If you don't know me, if you're kind of new to the channel, I only believe in God 100%. Everything else is possible, plausible, probable, you know, who knows? We don't know. There's no 100% besides God, in my opinion. Everything is a theory, everything. So it kind of goes hand in hand with the I think, therefore I am. So catch me on the end of this video and I'll give you some more words of wisdom, and that's all.
In the last 30 years, a fantastical conspiracy theory has become increasingly popular, one that may be the most ridiculous out there, or the most incredible. Supposedly, a network of reptilian creatures have infiltrated the world's government, media, and entertainment industry. So, from the mysterious identity of Michael Brownlee to the potential real appearance of the Bushes, join us. Out of all supposed reptilian anomalies, the most popular relate to the eyes. On multiple occasions, news anchors have seemed to accidentally reveal a second set of eyes. In an interview with Wolf Blitzer, CNN correspondent Brian Todd was filmed blinking furiously before viewers noticed a flash of hidden pupils.
Yeah, what about the cost, Brian? Is that at all a consideration?
It's a big consideration. Just about every former officer I spoke with says the cost of outfitting each combat troop with a tracking device is one of the main reasons they don't have them right now.
So when you speak with...
But others say if they can deal with the cost and pay for all of this, it is worth it not only to track missing troops.
Though skeptics have suggested that this is nothing more than video compression, others have questioned why the error only sticks to the eyes, rather than the entire frame. Bizarrely, the onset of blinking before the reveal of the second eyes appears to be a common occurrence. Both Fox News journalist Sharon Breams and this unidentified Spanish reporter have suffered similar issues. So could the truth be in the eyes? On a standard edition of the Fox-owned KKTV, an LA-based reporter reads the latest story about celebrities. Yet once more, the anchor starts to transform, until, unheard by the audience, the producers scream at her to stop presenting. The camera then cuts to someone else, and when it returns, the reporter is back to normal.
The Globe asked a doctor to assess certain celebrities' risk factors and make her analysis. For example, she says, it appears Britney is suffering from a major psychological disorder, and that it might actually be bipolar. Could be that. The doc then predicts how much longer they'll live. Sick, I know, but I also know you want to hear what she has to say. The doc says if these people don't get help or straighten up fast, I haven't pre-read any of this. Britney won't make it to the age 30, Lindsay won't see 25, and Michael Jackson has no more than 5 years left. At the other end, Angelina's going to have a long, healthy life, and so will George Bush and Nicole Richie.
If you're not already bipolar,
I hear yelling in the booth. Are they yelling at me for the way I read that?
You did great.
Okay.
But if you're not,
wait, excuse me.
I could hear Lisa yelling.
Give her a break. She didn't read it earlier. She doesn't know the story. It's okay. Just stop it. She's okay.
I could hear you.
Yeah. Some expert who doesn't know any of them making comments on how long they live than we did on Iraq today. Okay.
Are you trying to make me feel bad?
I don't have to.
You're right.
Interestingly, throughout this clip, viewers have claimed to hear the anchor both hiss and make a slight guttural sound off camera. However, skeptics maintain that since the anchor's clothes appear to transform as well, this all but confirms it's a technical error. Believers though dismiss this, arguing that the clothes are part of the disguise. Regardless, she isn't the only Fox News reporter to allegedly transform into a reptilian. On the Atlanta branch of the network, fellow news anchor Dale Russell displayed a similar transformation.
Now again, we want to stress from what we observed and what the sheriff says, a small number of motorcyclists are causing all of the problems. But the problems are serious. Emergency responses are stretched thin. Weekends are spent cleaning up motorcycle wrecks by the sheriff's deputies, and some tourists and locals say the speeders have taken over. Now, we mentioned last night stories go around the mountains about the winner-take-all races. Well, the owner of the website who advertises those races told me it's all just a joke. He says it doesn't really happen. He says he put them on his website just to annoy the local sheriff, Russ. And they basically are saying some of the same things over and over here, and other people cause problems, the bicyclists, the cars that you see going over the double yellow lines, not staying in their lane. And some have acknowledged to me that, yeah, these guys are driving really fast, but the ones that are really causing the problems are the inexperienced drivers getting up there on powerful bikes that they're really not ready to drive yet. And that's kind of the main thing that we're hearing from them.
Further, in what is likely just a coincidence, but an odd one nonetheless, Russell shares the same name with Daley Russell, a paleontologist who theorized that if dinosaurs hadn't gone extinct, they would have eventually evolved into this humanoid creature. As seen, this life form has the appearance of a typical reptilian. Is it therefore possible that the name is a knowing joke? Bizarrely, it seems that many Fox anchors are alleged to be reptilians. One in particular, Michael Brownlee, a former reporter for the LA branch, has a history of potentially transforming, a point that seemingly rejects the theory it's due to compression issues. However, the most infamous transformation came when the cameraman, apparently aware of Brownlee's emerging real form, turned the camera away for no reason.
Now, we talk about the mother's arrest, but the mother says that her 16-year-old daughter, the victim in this case, was also arrested here back on September 18th. Now, keep in mind, this is the family story, their account of what they see happened here on campus earlier this month. Unfortunately, we weren't able to reach the school district for comment, but keep in mind, a mother and daughter baffled over how a celebration with cake.
Whilst promoting her book, Jenna Bush, daughter of former US President George W. Bush, appeared to constantly shapeshift. Further, viewers noted that the anchors interviewing Jenna attempted to let her know of this mistake, repeatedly discussing how she'd changed.
Talking with teenagers and students about Anna and the other kids I met in Latin America, and so far it's been really inspiring.
And not unpleasant. I mean,
well, we'll change all that.
No, we're not going to change that.
Don't change it, please.
We will not change it. We will not.
She obviously hasn't seen the show.
People have been nice, and they're not attacking your dad or his policies to you.
Well, I met with my job. I worked for UNICEF, which is an amazing organization that works in over 150 countries. And my job was to meet with teenagers who were living in exclusion, who were living in extreme poverty or living with HIV, and write their stories, listen to their stories and write them for UNICEF. And so, I mean, I obviously learned so much from these kids. I learned from Anna in particular, who has lived an extremely difficult life. I learned to live each day to its fullest.
Doing any kind of missionary work, I think, really changes a person. And you and your sister had a little bit, I mean, you guys weren't Paris Hilton, but you had a little bit of a reputation as party girls. Do you think this changed you?
You know, so it didn't change my personality necessarily, but I taught for 2 years after the University of Texas, after graduating, and then went on to Latin America. And you know, of course, I've grown up. It's been 7 years since people had that image of me. But yeah, I mean, listening to their stories was incredible. And
Jenna, when you see this, when you not only listen to their stories, but you get involved and you write about it as well, does it change how you look, you're thinking about how government should run?
Still, Jenna isn't the only alleged reptilian in the Bush family. In one interview, her grandfather and fellow President George Bush Sr. seemed to transform for a split second. As noted, his pupil briefly became slate, whilst his eye itself looked green.
In Colombo in Sri Lanka, it's full. You literally, I don't know how they're going to get all the crates.
Could this prove that the Bushes are reptilians? And if so, does this mean that similar creatures have been running the US government? What do you think? Likely the most controversial conspiracy theory, some believe that reptilians have infiltrated the world's governments. So, from a reptilian head to a full transformation, join us. A popular Islamic preacher, Yusuf Estes, is the founder and host of Guide TV. Interestingly, during one of his services, Yusuf's head briefly transformed into a reptilian-looking creature.
And I don't do it through debates. I don't need to debate any Christian. I was a Christian. I am a Muslim. If you want, I can give you both sides, easy. But he will ask you if you delivered the message. I'll play both parts. I'll be the Christian and tell you this, and then I'll be the Muslim and give the answer. You were at a place and you saw somebody change their religion to another religion in the temple of that religion, and the father was the priest there, what would you think?
As previously mentioned, most alleged reptilians are identified by facial transformations, including notably the eyes. In one video, taken from the BBC programme Antiques Roadshow, an unidentified person oddly stares at the camera. Further, his eyes appear far larger than normal. Another transformation revolves around the tongue. In 1995, NBC News reporter Isaiah Carey supposedly swallowed a grasshopper during one take. However, others believe that both the grasshopper and Carey's exaggerated reaction were merely a distraction away from the tongue. Bizarrely, it appears to be too large, an odd colour, and generally distorted.
What really happened on that Thursday here at Augusta High School that led to Chris Wood's death?
So there you have it, people. I know some of those videos were, not really too believable, but a lot of them were kind of curious, like the Jenna Bush one. Did you see how it looked more like electromagnetic manipulation as opposed to just a digital lag? And like the Princess Diana supposedly said, these people are like, the Queen is the big toad of that continent. This continent, wouldn't it make sense that the Queen or George Bush's mom, Barbara Bush, and that whole bush could be some of the reptiles that are, taking over this side of the earth on this continent? Now, comment below your thoughts on this whole reptilian matter. Be respectful, keep an open mind. I get it. You're gonna go down to the comments. Some of these people, some of you trolls are gonna go to the comments and be like, reptilians aren't real. Yeah, we get that. We're not saying they're 100% real. We're just playing with the theory. What if? And if they were, how could they be? You know, what is possible in that realm, let's just say. So we're just playing around. Everyone enjoy each other in the comment section below. Be sure to share this video. Subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. Make sure that bell is rung in the bottom right corner of this video. It's a bell to keep you notified, so when I post a video, it pops up on your YouTube thing. Other than that, I think that's all I have for you guys. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'm gonna release the Sunday conspiracy, the conspiracy. This is like part 1, let's just say, of part 2. So as always, guys, you know the routine. To God be the glory.